The Lebert HIIT System. Is it a hit or a... Yeah, that's way too obvious. Not going to do that one. Anyway, I'm Jonathan Pritchett, and in this video, I am going to cover the Lebert HIIT System. This is a device for high-intensity interval training that Lebert came out with. I bought it on special for 40% off its regular price, $109. And I want to give a review of it because I thought it was interesting. I like Lebert products. I have their parallettes and I have their XL EQ parallel bars, and I've been happy with them. Though they are a bit pricey compared to some alternatives. And behind me I have the Pro Source Fit EQ bars, and the bars are thicker. It's probably not as high quality, but they work just as well. But I do like Lebert products, and so I wanted to review this one. This comes in a little carry case, like I showed you, and it's got a door anchor. It's got this to help anchor it. It's a Velcro strap that I guess you can use as an extension to the anchor, or if you want to anchor it outdoors. It works okay. The anchoring is a little bit odd. And then, of course, the straps has handles. This handle right here that's attached to what they call the friction ring is the one that you anchor the door to, or you can use with a partner. And to anchor it, you just slide the door anchor like so, and then slide it again like so, and there you have it. And then it's runs. It's not a pulley, but it works similar to a pulley like that. So the first thing I do when I get a new product is I look at the packaging, and that's what it came with, along with this helpful sheet that tells you what it has instructions for setting up, and it has some instructions for how to do the door anchor. But when you read the materials, because you know I bring all this stuff to my office, and what better to do than read all these materials, because otherwise I just have to work, and who wants to do that? So when I read this stuff, it's interesting because it says here in this instruction, it is not suspension training, and you should never use it to suspend your full body weight. Now, the grammar there is interesting. It is not suspension training, and you should never use it to suspend your full body weight, which means the don't suspend your full body weight is an additional thing to it is not suspension training. And yet, what's interesting is when you get the free video download, they're using it as suspension trainer. And on their website, when you're reading the information about the Lebert HIIT system, you can see I have it circled in red. And use it like an old school suspension trainer. So I found all of this somewhat confusing, but apparently it is to be used as a suspension trainer, but do not use it to suspend your entire body weight, which I find is probably because of the friction ring, that if you're not stabilizing yourself very well, you could, you know, move around in there. But I've used similar products and been able to not have that issue, and I've used suspension trainers with far less quality and straps as this, and far less handle quality, which is a pretty good handles, nice rubber handles here, that you can suspend your full body weight from, even if they're on something like this that can move through a friction ring or a housing unit or a pulley or something like that. So I don't know what they're on about with that, but there you go. It's not a suspension trainer, but you can use it like an old school suspension trainer. Got it. Whatever that means. But this kind of thing is for the high intensity interval training. So it operates on a principle of running the strap through the friction ring. So you can go at whatever speed you like in alternating exercises. with the straps. You can use your own body's strength to resist one side against the other, similar to the T2 ISO trainer, except I'm not going to talk about comparing this to that, because I'm going to save that for a separate video, because I can do a whole video on that, and plus, more content, right? Why give away in this video when I can save that for a future one? But anyway, this is similar principle, except for the friction ring, curiously enough, doesn't really cause much friction for anything other than the friction ring itself. It gets a little warm, but it doesn't really multiply the resistance on the strap the way, again, the T2 would do. So just want to put that out there now. Now, as far as the cost, I got this for 40% off the regular $109 because it was on sale. That was an entirely fair price, I think. I would not, just spoiler alert, pay $109 for this. I would actually pay more for other suspension trainers that I'm going to actually be talking about in future videos. I'd pay more for other stuff that's better than this. And so what I'm basically saying is, for me, this is not something that I'm going to hang on to and use for exercise. But I do want to review it on its own merits. And the first thing is, if you can get it on sale, the cost is more than fair. I think it's worth it. The quality of the materials and the build is fantastic, actually. The amount of exercises that you can do, I mean, you can get work done with this. I mean, if you know what you're doing with exercise equipment, and you know how to pretty much use gear to their fullest and use proper technique and form and all of that, and you understand the fundamental principles of any sort of exercise, working out any body part, yeah, you can get a good workout with this. It's fine. It covers all the basic functional movement patterns. You can do vertical pulls in a sense, as long as you're going to have to do like a bent over lat pull down, but same with most, but not all suspension trainers. But you could do vertical pushing exercises, horizontal pulling exercises, horizontal pushing exercises. You can do squats, you can do hinge movements, you can do rotation movements, and of course you cannot do any sort of meaningful farmer carry or carry movement, because in this light it doesn't weigh a whole lot and it fits in a little bag. So, but that's again common to all suspension trainers. So it's also very portable. It stores easy. You can travel with it easy. It's got all of that going for it. But some cons about it, really, it limits you to your own body strength, resisting one side against the other, or using it as a regular suspension trainer, which it actually doesn't really do all that well. And the reason for that is you cannot adjust the length of the straps, whereas similar type products you can. Whether a suspension trainer or these new body fight things, which on the website, Lebert repeats twice the first of its kind in the first sentence of the first paragraph that introduces the product, and in the first sentence of the second paragraph it says is the first of its kind, which is really redundant, but whatever. But yeah, you can't adjust the lengths of the straps, so that's one con that I will give towards it. The second con being it doesn't multiply your own body strength through the friction ring. That's another con, because other products are able to do that. The third con is that when you move the handle, like this is normal usage, but when you want to move the handle up to use this as kind of a foot cradle and hook this around the back of your foot, there's not a lot of room there. I have size 11 shoes, and it's a pain. But unlike a lot of suspension trainers, it's not just to hang it over your head up high somewhere and do things, because you can do various shoulder exercises like front raises and lateral raises. You can do various rowing movements or chest movements, alternating, anchoring it from the side. I was able to do shoulder shrugs, anchoring it low, which you can do with a lot of suspension trainers as well. So it gives you a good variety of exercises that you can do in various training methods. So those would be some pros. I know I don't do all the pros at once and all the cons at once, but why be like everyone else? But overall, this is not a keeper for me. And that's not to say that it's bad. It's fine. It's fine. It's the I'm fine of exercise equipment. It's fine, but it's not good enough for me to be using it in regular usage. So I'm going to ditch it. But I did want to review it because I am reviewing various suspension trainer-esque type pieces of equipment. And, you know, I just, from the confusion of what it's trying to be between its packaged materials and its website and the demonstrations and the fact you can't adjust the straps, the trying to use the handles as foot cradles to do like hamstring curls and stuff. It's just, it's not very roomy. It's rather difficult. The fact that they advise against suspending your whole body weight on something with this thick of a strap when the sling trainer from Angles 90, I mean, you can do pull-ups, you know, when you attach the grips to it. You can do pull-ups, you can do dips. People do dips on, you know, with their full body extended, suspended on the TRX. I've done it on that and done it on a TRX knockoff. People use the Wild Gym Pocket Monkey 2, and they do pull-ups and dips and stuff on it. The nano bars from Kensu, you can do pull-ups and dips on that suspension trainer that comes with that. So I mean, I don't really get it. I understand maybe they don't want you doing that because of the way the strap moves through the friction ring, but it is stable enough for other suspension training exercises to do, like an old-fashioned. Funny that they say suspension training is not old-fashioned, but old-fashioned suspension training gets along fairly well with that, except for you can't adjust the straps again, which is annoying. But it can work chest, back, arms, core, legs, shoulders. I mean, you can get a full body. It covers the full body. You can train for strength. You can train for muscle building. You can train for fat loss and fat burning and cardio and high intensity interval training and all of that. So it can do all that. But like I said, it's fine. So those are my thoughts on the Lebert HIIT system. I hope you found this helpful. It may be more than fine for you, but it's just not a product for me. So that's my thoughts. If you liked the video and found it helpful, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't care either way. If you want to support us at Theology Geek Fitness, you can go to patreon.com/theologygeekfitness and sign up there, get bonus content, exercise videos with the equipment that I actually do use. So if you want to use what I use and you want to follow my routines, which I've had pretty good success with, you can get all that content there. You can share this video if you know anyone that might find it helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.